Good morning, YouTube. It's actually morning. 11:22 a.m. Friday, April 15th, 2022, and it's Good Friday, which is a holiday for some. Apparently Priscilla is not working. She's camping out in the living room. Yeah, it actually seemed like she was interested in getting on with me this morning, but then told me not to touch, and she says she needed to feed the cats, which seemed pretty legitimate because Sambo was being awfully persistent about being hungry. And after she finished that, she just went into the living room and started doing whatever the hell she's doing with her laptop or whatever, eating some kind of stinky Indian food. So, yeah, I'm just gonna head out. My agenda for the day is pretty much just bullocks today. Working on music. I left early this morning. And caught my bus home. Did the 4 a.m. Route 60 to the 50 to the 44, which pretty much went according to schedule and without incident, which is a good thing. You know, I didn't get mugged, didn't get ditched by the bus, didn't have any of the connecting buses fail to show up. So that's a good thing. It does kind of suck that when I do that particular route home, I end up spending 25 minutes at 44th Street in Camelback. And I did really seriously think about taking an Uber that last little bit. I do actually have the Uber app finally working again on Obama phone number 1, and although I'm massively unfamiliar with like how to use it, like I tried to do an Uber yesterday. Oh man, I gotta relay that whole story because I made a serious mistake yesterday that just about put me in a panic shortly after I got to Bullocks, and I'll get to that in a moment. But anyway, yeah, the ride home had its usual 25 minutes of kicking it at 44th Street and Camelback at like 5 in the morning, quarter to 5 in the morning. I guess I get there about quarter to 5 and maybe 20 to 5, and then I end up leaving about 5:05. But went inside. At least, I can do my banking while I'm there. That's something. There's a Chase Bank right there. I wonder where this guy's going. Yeah, never mind, there's a pedestrian here. Just go ahead and cut me off. Thanks, asshole. There's a Chase Bank right there in that corner. It's kind of awkward as a pedestrian to use that one because there's absolutely no, at least not that I've seen, no walkway or pedestrian connectivity to the sidewalk or to the bus stop. Like, I get off the bus there, right adjacent to the bank on the north side of it, on Camelback Road, just on the east side of 44th Street, and the bank's right there, but what is visibly the front of the building is actually the back of the building. And there's driveways for cars, but there's absolutely no walkways for pedestrians at all. I get the feeling the way I walk through their grounds is probably a place they would rather not have people walking, but I didn't really see where I should be walking, and kind of dark, so and whatever. I'm not encasing or vandalizing the bank. I'm just trying to peacefully use the ATM without driving there. Anyway, handled my banking, walked across the street to Circle K, got some munchies, and that kind of helped kill the time while waiting for that bus. So I want to say that my ride home was completely uneventful, and actually that's not true. When I got to the bus stop right after leaving Bullock's, it was what I felt was a very attractive younger black woman there who didn't have a jacket on, and she just seemed really, really cold. I was kind of tempted to give her my jacket, but yeah, I would have been damn cold without it as well. And I'm quite attached to my camouflage hoodie. So yeah, she was waiting for the bus. She did have her own bus pass, which is a good thing. And asked me, what time the bus was showing up, and it amazes me how many people I see at bus stops that just don't know when the bus is showing up, and or if the bus is running, or where the bus is going. And as I've said many times, as god-awful as this bus system is here in Phoenix, one thing it really does have going for it is a hell of a good transit app. I mean, you can't make the bus show up any quicker. You can't make it stay on schedule, but you can certainly open up the app and zoom in on, hit one button to zoom in on where you are, and then click on the bus stop where you're standing and see pretty much when the next bus is going to be there. And if it's actively on its way to you, see where it physically is at that point in time. So yeah, no reason to not know when the bus is running, but that's fine. I always share that information with everybody that's at a given bus stop anyway, most of the time, whether they want it or not, unless they obviously have earbuds in or headphones on and are doing their best to ignore the world around them. Anyway, I found her really, really attractive, and I should have got her name. I did chat with her a bit, but didn't get her name, didn't get her number. I get the feeling she's going through some personal trauma, because she seemed like didn't strike me as a typical homeless person at all, but she did mention that she was hoping that she could find someplace comfortable to sleep tonight, and I just kept thinking, damn, if I lived alone, it's like I got someplace warm for you to sleep tonight. That was in my mind, and considering that both Tuesday and Wednesday night, Priscilla clearly stayed the night somewhere else with someone else. I still have been given no explanation, who she spends the night with. And didn't get home until well into the morning, and also did the same thing last Saturday night. Didn't come home. She didn't come home last Saturday night. In fact, she never did come home Sunday. By the time I left for Amazon late, she still hadn't come home well into the afternoon. And that's been a pretty regular thing with her. Not so much on weekdays, but certainly, I think, weekend nights. She just doesn't come home anymore. And I was awfully tempted to just bring this girl home with me, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not really ready for that much drama. And my place is, there's so much of Priscilla's shit there that it just doesn't feel like my place anyway. I was chatting with my daughter about it the other day, and she had posted something on her Snapchat where she was happy that her boyfriend had brought her a pretty rock. It was some kind of a mineral, and it was a damn pretty rock. It was just kind of a neat looking, I forget what the heck it was called, but really, really cool looking rock. And I had just kind of responded to that with oh, I love it. My partner brought me home a pretty rock. And I'm like, yeah, my partner didn't even come home. And her response to that was, well, at this point, you don't have a partner, you have a roommate. And then she's like, you should just really bring another woman home there and see how that goes. And my daughter's not the only person that's told me that recently. I've had a handful of friends and coworkers have told me the same thing. Just like, hey, if she's, your so-called girlfriend isn't interested in, in being intimate with you, and half the time stays the night with other people, and at that point, what do you really owe her? Just. You got somebody who wants to go home with you, have them go home with you. And I'm like, yeah, at this point I'm embarrassed to bring anybody to my place just because it's such an overwhelming mess, mostly due to her mess. And anyway, I've been thinking about that, and while at this point I certainly can't effectively clean the apartment, since Priscilla's just got basically has taken over my daughter Lily's room as well as the living room, and just has made a hell of a mess out of the kitchen and the bathroom. She doesn't come into my room anymore, and I don't think that she even has anything in my bedroom anymore. Like, I think she's pulled all the clothes that she used to keep in there out. So there really is nothing stopping me from cleaning up my bedroom other than a general lack of a desire to be there. But yeah, as it turned out, when I got home, Priscilla was there, and I got home at about, oh gosh, trying to think of what time it was I got home. Probably about 5:15, 5:20-ish. I did stop and get some additional munchies over at QT. But yeah, Priscilla was there, and she was on the couch half naked, which was, a little bit fun to at least look at. But yeah, I do think there would have been some high drama if I brought the woman from the Bethany Home Road bus stop home with me, and I don't think she'd have been interested anyway. I mean, we did have a pretty good conversation, and I told her where, when the bus was showing up, and the bus was almost, there when I showed up anyway, and she didn't have a mask on her. I gave her a cloth mask that I had in my bag. Which is actually the nicer mask, but I really don't like wearing it so much, and I knew it was clean. Like, I did it when I did my laundry and threw it in my bag, so yeah, I get brand new free paper masks at as many as I want over at Amazon when I go into work, so I figure I just keep that. And yeah, I mean, that's about the only place I'm really wearing masks anymore now, is just on the buses and the trains, because for some reason there's still a federal mandate for that, and a lot of the drivers are pretty diligent about enforcing it. And I'm not getting any response on the transit app. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to turn on my hotspot, which makes that phone not load transit information. I feel like the bus should be showing up probably in about 4 or 5 minutes, based on I looked at all the routes before I headed out my door. I had just missed the southbound 44, like just missed it. It was pretty much just past Oak when I checked the app. Northbound 44, had I headed right out the door, I would have ended up missing it. It was at Van Buren, and I've done that before. Even though Van Buren is a mile and a half south, generally speaking, that bus is going to do that mile and a half quicker than it takes for me to walk the block and a half over to 44th Street. I also checked the McDowell bus, and it looked pretty dicey on me making it to McDowell before the next one, passing 48th Street. It was at about think it was like between 64th and Scottsdale Road. But yeah, that bus tends to make that distance super fast because it doesn't have any stops going over the mountain there on at Papago Park. And even though it's a city street, that's a couple miles of McDowell Road that pretty much functions like a freeway, and the buses haul ass on it just as much as everybody else. So even a lot of times if the bus is a little bit behind schedule at the 48th Street stop, it'll make it up going and show up earlier than it's predicting at the 48th Street stop. Anyway, checking, I got it open on Obama phone number 1 here. It's 11:38. It's showing me that the next bus is going to be here at 11:42, so 4 minutes. It's always tricky using the tracking on this phone because of the resolution it comes up at. I'm going to zoom out just to see where the hell the bus is. This is really hard to do with one hand. And it is at 52nd Street right now by St. Teresa's Catholic Church. So yeah, it'll be here shortly. Anyway, so yeah, I did find myself really thinking about this woman at the bus stop because she struck me as really, really attractive. And although yeah, just thinking about whatever situation she was in, and now I was wanting to kind of be her solution, you know. It's got me thinking of that E40 song, Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm not even saying the girl's a hoe. I mean, she seemed like a pretty decent, respectable girl, but I get the feeling that she's probably going through some kind of personal drama that has left her without a stable place to stay. But at least I was able to help her out with a mask. She ended up only riding a mile with me. She got in there at 27th, and then she got off at... Actually, funny, you know, I think she got off... She was talking about transferring to the train, but she got off at 19th Avenue as opposed to the Montebello Park and Ride, which I do see people do often. Like, people think, oh, 19th Avenue, that's where the train is, but there's not a train station there. So if you get off at 19th Avenue in Bethany, you've got a solid quarter mile to walk south. Anyway, and she did ask me right before she got off. She goes, she seems so damn cold. She asked asked something about when the next train was, or I don't know. She asked something about the train, and I told her, it's like, I said the train doesn't run for another hour and a half. And she's like, she looked pretty disappointed by that. I mean, that's why when I go home from Bullocks, I don't use the train. Anyway, there is my bus. I need to get ready to board and wrap this up. Darn, I was going to explain about what happened at Bullocks, and also what my big fuck up was on my way to Bullocks, and hopefully I'll explain that a little bit more in my next video. But super short version, while the bus waits at that traffic light there. I forgot my cables that I had purchased at Guitar Center. I had left them at home, and in that same bag I had the old cord, so I didn't even have the option of using the old cord in lieu of the new cord that I forgot to bring. Like, I had no cord, and I was kind of shocked. The owner, Jim, actually gave me a ride home and back and helped me out immensely. Anyway, wrapping this up. Thanks for watching, and there will be more, so like and subscribe and stuff.